Hi everyone.
Capture.
I'm seeing that people have started to join the webinar. Recording is in progress, so we're good with that. And let me check where I can see people. Just say hi in the chat. Just make sure that everything works okay and that you can hear us well. Just to let you know, this webinar will be held in English because we have a lot of people joining us from all over the world. We have people here from Greece, but also from the US, from the UK. If you can, just write your name and your name is already written there. Just tell us where you're from and if you've ever used AI tools in your business as a short-term rental manager. Hi, Colin from Australia. Hi, Olivia from Sweden, Mexico. If you can, please just only type in English because this is an international webinar and not a Greek one. So it's, just out of courtesy for everyone that doesn't speak Greek, just tell us where you're from and if you've ever used AI tools, uh, just to get an idea of our audience today. By the way, as people are joining, I'll open a poll that we've prepared, which you can answer, and we can see some interesting statistics from that when it launches. Okay, so you should see a poll in the middle of your screen with 3 questions. The first one asks if you've ever used AI tools for your business as an STR manager. The second one is which tools you've used, if any. And then if you have seen any noticeable improvement in the quality of the service that you offer and the time that you've saved. So you can start answering those questions and let's see what we gather while more people are joining the webinar. We have more than 250 signups for this one today, so I expect around half of you to join. Okay, we have 12 replies so far. I'll just give you a few minutes to answer the poll. Hi from Portugal. Hi Minas. Hi Konstantinos. Nikki. Okay, we have more votes coming in. Are you seeing the results live as I am? If you are, just let me know in the chat. Okay, cool. As soon as everyone has voted, I will end the poll and the results will show up on the screen for everyone. In the meanwhile, let me know if you can hear me well, if the audio quality is good. And I just got a new microphone. I want to make sure it works well. Perfect. I'm happy the audio is good. So it's just 3 minutes past 5. Let's give another 5 minutes to people to join. Okay, we already have more than 60% of those that are in the webinar voted for the poll. We'll gather a few more replies in the next few minutes, and then I'll just end the poll and share the results. While we're waiting for more poll results to come in, let me also let you know that today with us we have Christos Lolas, who is our head of product, and he has spent a lot of time working on our new AI tools that we will showcase today, among others. And also Isabella from our marketing team, who is helping me organize this and make sure that everything works well. We were using another webinar platform until recently. We just switched to Zoom webinars. It looks to be working very well, so I think we'll keep that. And also, it can accommodate more attendees because the previous tool we had would struggle above 100 participants. Today, we're expecting more than 150, maybe 200. So it's important to have a tool that can support so many people online at the same time. Okay, so it's 5 minutes after 5. I'll just end the poll and see what replies we've gathered so far. Share results. Now you should see the results as I do, right? Just let me know in the chat if you can see the results of the poll. So the first question was, have you ever used AI tools for your business as a short-term rental manager? And the reply is split in the middle, 50% for each vote. So half of you have and half of you haven't. That's interesting and very useful for this webinar because we want to cover all needs. Maybe people that already use AI tools might learn something new today, or also help us with letting us know what tools they use to help the rest of us. So I'll share my screen now. Nope, that doesn't work. So Isabella, just write please in the chat the tools that people use, because the Zoom webinar poll tool doesn't allow me to show the details of what people selected. And the third question is, have you seen noticeable improvement in service quality and time saved? Most of you said none, and then the rest of the options are split between the rest. So slight, measurable, considerable, and life-changing. It's interesting that 14% of you found AI tools life-changing. It means you found a very good way to implement them and make the best use of them. So that's also very interesting. And we will share the poll results and the presentation at the end of this webinar. So no need to write anything down. We'll just share everything. And I think that with that, it's 7 minutes after 5. Hi, everyone. So far, we have people from all over the world. I can just start sharing my screen and start the presentation. So let's see. Okay. You should probably see my screen right now. I'll try to open the chat in a separate window here just to make sure that I can also read what you're writing. Okay. Let me know if you can see my screen and if you can also see my face next to the presentation. Thank you, Colin. Thanks, Nicholas. Great. So let's begin. Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here today. Today's webinar is about AI, artificial intelligence, and artificial intelligent tools that can help short-term rental managers, and owners, and hosts improve their services, offer more services that they couldn't before, and save loads of time and money, getting help from tools that can streamline day-to-day operations, and we will see many of these examples today. Before I start the main part of the presentation, a few things about us. We're HostHub. I'm Alex. I'm the co-founder and CEO of HostHub. HostHub is an all-in-one tool, an all-in-one software that helps vacation rental owners and managers across the globe streamline operations, save time and money, and manage bookings and guests for their vacation rental properties. As an all-in-one tool, we encompass features like Channel Manager. We actually started out as a Channel Manager in 2018, and in the meantime, we started building more tools. So now we're not just a Channel Manager, we're also a full-blown PMS with all the tools that you need. We have a website builder, we have a booking engine, and multiple PMS tools like a unified inbox where you can see all your bookings in one place and reply from there, team management, expense management, charts and reports, automated messaging, a bunch of other tools, and also industry-leading integrations with everything you might need to increase your productivity and streamline your operations. We have integrations with many different door locks, integrations with guest experience platforms, with statistic tools, with smart pricing tools. Everything you need is available. So even if HostHub doesn't offer something out of the box natively, you will find it with one of our integrations. A few screens are here just for those that haven't used HostHub, just to get an idea of what it looks like. We started in 2018. We currently have customers in more than 87 countries. It's basically English-speaking countries. So in the top 10, you'll find the United States, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, UK, Ireland, Canada. All those countries are in the top 10, but also a lot of customers from Greece because we're based in Greece. Most of the team that works for HostHub lives and works out of our offices here in Athens. You can see a photo here in the bottom left. Our team comprises now with more than 29 people, I think, as of yesterday. Most of us, as I said, we live and work out of Greece, but we're globally oriented, and we have a lot of people also working from other countries. So that's it. I'm not here to talk to you about HostHub. I'm here to talk to you about AI. So why AI? Let's start with this question. Why would someone want to use AI? AI is nothing more than a tool. So like most tools, it all comes down to how you use that tool. There's good ways to use it and bad ways to use it. And you'll see what I mean at the end of the presentation. My last slide is more of a philosophical one. Until then, the idea today is to show you some ways that you can use AI to help you manage your properties and streamline operations and improve the guest experience for your customers. Many of these tools are available today. Some of them are not public, but I'll show you a few examples of what they can do just to get an idea of what's coming in the future. And as I go through the presentation, the ideas and the ways that you can use AI will become all the more sophisticated and futuristic. So we start with stuff that happens today. It's used by a lot of people, and they have been, tried and tested by hundreds of thousands of managers across the globe. So we know they work well. And this is stuff we use every day, almost, many of us. So the first thing you can do with AI is create accommodation description. So in your Airbnb property, you'll have a description of your property. Now you can use AI to do a bunch of stuff. So first of all, you can take a description that is written very in a draft format and not very well thought of, and you can improve on that. And you can just add, you can use ChatGPT, for example, to add the basic amenities and facilities of your property and where it's located and what the view is like, and then AI can just build a beautiful description out of that. Not only that, but you can also take a description and make it more romantic or more professional. Or let's say, for example, you have 5 different apartments in the same building and they're all identical. It's bad practice to just copy paste the same description for 5 identical apartments. So what you can do is you take the description of the first apartment and you ask the AI. Whenever I say AI, it's one of the tools that we've been using, and I'll show you later the tools that you can use for this. By the way, you can ask questions in the chat, in the Q&A section. If you look at the bottom of your Zoom client, there's a button that says Q&A. You can click that and ask a question, and the rest of you can upvote questions by clicking on the small hand. It's like a small like button with a hand symbol. Clicking that upvotes questions. The questions that have the most upvotes at the end of the webinar, we will try to answer any questions you have if we can. Christos will help me with that. And if you want to say anything else, you can just use the chat for that. But for questions, just use the Q&A tool, which I'm not sure if it is enabled. Isabella, can you help me out? Is it enabled? Do I need to do something to enable it? Let me just open it here. Yeah, great. I see I have my first question, so I'm guessing it works. Great. So ChatGPT is one of the tools you can use here. This all is text generation, so any large language model tool can do that, like Bing Chat or Gemini, Google Gemini, the new one, or ChatGPT or Claude AI by Anthropic. Any of those tools can help you write beautiful descriptions. And, you can change the feeling and the style of the description in any way you want. You can make it, irresistible, or just fix your English, or just fix your typos or anything. So I can't imagine, in a few years, anyone writing descriptions without first going through an AI tool to help them make it, more appealing to their audience. The second thing that currently is being done by many property managers across the globe is home design. So there are various tools. I'll show you a few later on after the webinar. We will go through a quick, workshop session. I will just open some of these tools and try them out with suggestions from you. And the tools that people are using today to help them with home design are two categories. One, you give them an empty space and they fill it up with furniture. And this is, a prime example of that. So in this case, we just fed the AI a picture of our empty living room and asked it to fill it with furniture and just design it how it thinks. And we can iterate on that to move things around, or just ask for completely new designs. So in the workshop later, we will see how that works and how we can ask for a design that's more contemporary or more modern, or more luxurious, or more romantic, or, there's many different things that it can do. So the main way we use this is as an inspiration. So you can't expect the AI to then go out and buy the furniture and bring it to your home and put everything in place, but it's an amazing tool for inspiration. So even if you're working with an interior designer for your home, you can actually use this as inspiration to find what you like the most. And as soon as you get down to the best picture for you and the best style for you, you can then give that to your interior designer and ask them to do something similar, or ask them to create something along those lines. So it's basically an inspiration tool for now, but it's super helpful. So let's look at another example of how we can do home design with AI. Let's suppose we have an apartment, and this apartment is, either we are living in it or it's just used as a long-term accommodation. So it's not really, very nice designed, or doesn't have a very nice, short-term rental feeling to it, or a luxurious feeling. So what you need to do when you actually put your property on the short-term rental market, on Airbnb, Booking, Verbo, and all those channels, you usually have to do some sort of redecoration or renovation, or just change the interior design, to make it more useful for short-term rentals. So what you can do is you can just take a picture of your living room, your bedroom, any room of your home. You feed it into the AI tool, and in this example, we asked it to suggest improvements for our living room. So the first thing it can do is just, in here we're using ChatGPT, for example, we just fed it the picture and it gave us 7 suggestions of how to improve this place for renting it on Airbnb or other short-term rental platforms. And it will give you the most important changes that it finds. And in most cases, this is stuff that you would have already thought of, but it might pick up something that you forgot, something that you missed, something that you didn't think of. And here it can become really useful to suggest something that you might have not have thought about. Then the next thing you can do is you can feed this and this list of suggestions to another AI tool and ask it to redesign your living room based on these suggestions. And it can come up with amazing photos just like this one. So here it also took the liberty of opening up the door a little bit more and creating, a new open space. And it's added new furniture, and it's added some, some plants on the wall, stuff like that. Again, you can iterate on this, or just ask for new designs, and you can shift through, tens of designs. Of course, there's a cost associated, so you can't overdo it. And I'll tell you later what these tools usually cost. But you can get a dozen designs and choose the one that you like most. And then you just work with that or with your interior designer in order to just get to that. You can see the difference. The left one is not very appealing for short-term rentals. If I saw this on Airbnb, I wouldn't book it. But if I saw the right one on Airbnb, I'd book it. So you understand how important, how useful these tools can become. The third way that we can use AI is creating descriptions for property photos. So let's go through this one real quick. Whenever you upload your listings on Airbnb, you have the opportunity, and you should take it, to add a description to your photos. And it's important to add good description to the photos because Airbnb uses them as a signal to rank your property in the search results. So if you just add the name of the room, like living room, bedroom, bathroom, on all the pictures, you're not getting any upside from the descriptions. On the other hand, if you add detailed descriptions of what the customer is seeing, and ideally describing how to use the amenities and the facilities in the photo, and why it's important, and just add a touch of feeling. And Airbnb works a lot on the idea of feeling and the aura that everything resonates. You will for sure get a boost in your ranking. So what you can do here is feed the photo to an AI tool like ChatGPT, for example, ask it to describe the room, and it can give you a very detailed description or a less detailed description, and you can even make it shorter or longer. I think Airbnb accepts up to 250 characters, if I'm not mistaken. So you can ask it to just write something with 250 characters. And then you can just take that and add it to your photo on Airbnb. And all these descriptions will help you rank better on the search results. Now, a fourth example of how to use AI has to do with reviews. So there are two things that you can do with the reviews. Let's start with the first one, the most simple one, replying to reviews. So all of you get, tens of reviews every year, maybe hundreds, maybe thousands of reviews, depending on how many properties you have and how many bookings you get. So you probably already know it's very important to reply to those reviews. Now, if the review is a bad review, things are simple. You have to address the issue at hand. You have to reply and say, sorry for what went wrong. This is what we will do to fix it. This is, the actions we're going to take and all that. So you have a pretty clear path of how to answer a bad review. The problem here, and that's, counterintuitive, are the good reviews. Because on good reviews, you just usually say, thank you for, visiting our home. It was a pleasure to host you. Hope to see you again soon. And that's pretty much what you're going to reply on every good review. Now, with AI tools, you can actually feed it a few things about the guest, like how many people they were, and if they were, had a pet with them or whatever. And the AI can take that and take the review and reply in a very personalized way for each one of your reviews. So this way you can reply a different thing in a different answer for a very personalized for every review, and your guest will be thrilled that you took the time to reply something that was specifically written for them. And personalization is key here, and AI can help you with that in a great way. It can save you tons of hours from trying to think what to reply separately to each review. Now, of course, with bad reviews, it can also help you, find out, think of why something happened and explain why it happened and what you're going to do. So there it can help you a lot also. And you probably know that Airbnb also ranks properties higher when it sees that their host answers to all the reviews. So that's another reason why it's important to answer them. Now, the second thing that we can do with reviews using AI is analyze them and get suggestions for improvement. So you can feed all your reviews into the AI tool, either ChatGPT or whatever else you're using, and we'll see some available options in the end. And the AI will just scan through them. You can paste up to maybe 100, 200 at a time. You can, depending on the level of, if you have the ChatGPT, the free version or the paid version. The paid version accepts more content and more questions every 3 hours, I think. It has 40 questions every 3 hours, something like that. So you can just feed all the reviews and ask the AI for improvements for your property. It will scan through them, find the main issues that your property has based on those reviews, and it will rank the suggestions based on importance. So it can give you the main things you have to improve on your property, ranked by importance. If you do those things, the things that it suggests, most probably you will see a huge boost in your reviews, your review scores, and your bookings. So again, huge help, amazing tool, saves you tons of hours of just having to read through hundreds of reviews to identify the main things that you have to build. And also it can easily internally count how often each problem appears. So it uses also that to help you rank by importance. Number 6, suggestions and ideas in case of problems and crisis. So there's a bunch of cases where, every one of us has gone through a case where they had to solve a problem with one of our guests. So either, there was no toilet paper and he realized that while he was, in the toilet, or there's, important amenities, other amenities missing, or there's a lot of noise at the property because of roadworks, or something went wrong. And in all those cases, you need to address those problems right away, fix them as fast as possible to avoid a bad review. Because like it or not, reviews are what's driving bookings, right? So if you have a lot of good reviews, you're going to get more bookings. If you have a lot of bad reviews, you're going to get less bookings. It's as simple as that. So AI can help you not only imagine a reason why something bad happened, but also propose and suggest ways to mitigate the situation and find solutions and help your guests. So in this example, for example, I'll give you a few minutes to read through it. I'll just have a sip of water. So just have a quick read and I'll be back in a second. So this example, you have a guest arriving tomorrow. You just learned that he just learned that there are roadworks. You learned from him that there are roadworks below the home. There's a lot of noise. So the AI will suggest a reply and what to send him, and also suggest ways to mitigate the situation. So it suggests complimentary earplugs or access to a quiet co-working space, and maybe give him a coupon to go there cheaper. Advice on quieter times, or also it might also advise for places to go and visit while he's in the apartment, instead of spending more time in the apartment, spending more time outside. So great suggestions, and you can also ask for more suggestions. So if these are the first 3 the AI gave, you can ask for 3 more or 5 more. or the more out of the box thinking, right? You can, the possibilities are endless. Let's see another example. The guest finds that the coffee maker isn't working properly in the morning, which is a crucial start to their day, of course. So the AI can help you craft a very well-written message that explains why that happened, what you're going to do to fix the problem, and how you're going to help them. So in this case, I'll just leave this slide open for a minute for you to read it. It suggests complimentary daily coffee from the cafe around the corner, or opposite the apartment. So you can do, it suggests that you can do a deal with the cafe and just pay for morning coffee for your guest. Something that costs 3 to 5 euros or dollars might actually save you from a bad review. So if you actually manage to get a 5-star review out of this situation instead of a 4-star review, this could very easily translate into, hundreds of dollars from bookings lost in a year, or thousands of dollars. So just spending $3, $4, $5 per day to solve the situation might actually make you back, 100-fold that amount. And if you go through the bother of contacting the cafe owner and asking him to just give a complimentary coffee to your guest every morning, this is going to go a long way in terms of karma and good feelings that you're going to get from your customer. So you can play around with this and get many different suggestions every time. Number 7, automatic responses to guests. And this is a big one, and this is also an announcement that we're making today. So HostHub introduces HostHub AI. We've built a tool that replies automatically to your guests for 90% of the questions or the issues or the things that they ask or tell you. That the answer that the AI tool will give is the same or better than what you would give as a host. So how this works is our system trains on the house rules, the amenities, the facilities, the descriptions, the check-in guide, and all the past conversations that you've had with your guests in the past years for each specific property. So it learns everything about the property, everything about the rental. And when you get a question from a guest, it knows what to answer. So here are some examples. So is the listing available? It has a calendar and it can answer. Can you confirm if pets is allowed? It can look into the house rules and reply to that. And it can also answer to follow-on questions. Okay, but you don't allow pets, but my pet is a service pet. Can I bring it? And it will know what to answer. And I will actually show you a demo of that at the end of the presentation. We have it's in internal testing right now. We haven't launched it publicly yet, but it's going to launch public in a few weeks. In the meantime, I will give you a quick demo to see how it works. But it's amazing. I mean, I'm blown away every time I try it out. I'm blown away. And the training process is fairly fast. It only takes like a couple of hours to train every property, and next day you're up and running, and you can have a virtual assistant answering all your guests. And we've also added criteria and safeguards that allow the system to only automatically answer when it's absolutely sure it knows the answer. And when it's not absolutely sure, and you can also, work on that threshold and tell it, if it's more than 90% sure, or confidence level is more than 90% an answer. Otherwise, just suggest the answer to me, and I will push the answer or change it before I send it. So we'll see more about that in a while. And for sure, automatic responses to guests is probably the single most time-saving AI tool available today. Number 8, improving guest experience. So as all of you, or most of you know, there are various guest experience platforms available. HostHub plugs into many of them that augment and improve the guest experience by suggesting places to eat, or suggesting how to get a taxi or where to get a taxi, or they can book a taxi through the guest experience platform, or they can rent a car, or they can book a guide to take them to the Acropolis, for example, or wherever they are. So these are either called virtual concierge services or guest experience platforms. You're going to hear them in many different ways, but they actually do the same thing. They improve the experience of the guests during their stay. Now, how these tools will be affected by AI, it's pretty straightforward. Instead of the guest experience platform suggesting just a list of the top 3 restaurants in the area, it can actually go through the reviews, the latest reviews, and see if maybe one of them has gone bad and is starting getting bad reviews. So it will only suggest the good ones. Or if it was about to suggest a tour of the Acropolis for the next days, it will check the weather. And if the weather is good, then it will suggest Acropolis. Otherwise, it's going to suggest something different, maybe a closed space, maybe a museum. So in many different ways, the AI is going to augment these tools by making them much smarter and allowing them to improve a lot on the way that they work and what they offer in each different situation. Now, number 9 is for me, it's a pretty important one, and I'm really excited about this one. Now, everyone, today we all use software with our mouse or our finger on a phone, right? So we just click on a menu, there's another item, we click on that other item, we go to a calendar, we click on some dates, we change the prices, then we click somewhere else. And it's all, the whole interaction with every software, be it Airbnb or HostHub or any other CRM tool you're using, or your Gmail or whatever. It's usually just typing and clicking and swiping with your fingers. This is going to change. Oh boy, is it going to change. And it's going to change in a big way. So we have done internal testing with HostHub in the past few months, and we have built a tool that's still in internal testing. It's not public yet, that allows us, our customers, anyone using HostHub, to use HostHub using natural language, either typing natural language or speaking to the application in natural language. Let's see a few examples. You can ask HostHub to show you all the check-ins for, so let's say I'm a host. I say, show me all check-ins for this month that need a baby cot. So the AI system will go through my account in HostHub. It will find all the bookings of that specific time period. It will see all the discussions, all the requests, all the notes, all the communications, the booking details, and it will find the ones that need a baby cot, and will just give me the 3 options right then and there, and it can also read them out aloud to me or just type them on the screen. And just by that, I've saved myself maybe 5-10 minutes of searching around to find all the baby cot bookings, and it just came in 1 second. Now here's another one. Send message to all my guests that are staying at any of my apartments during March that there will be no in-person check-in, and they should use their kilo code. So I'm out of town, no one's there to do the check-in, and just for March I want to do remote check-in or electronic check-in. You just tell that to the AI, which will reply, sure thing, I found, and these are actual replies, by the way. These are actual replies by our AI system that is built inside HostHub. I found 7 reservations with at least 1 night stay in March and prepared the following message. Hi, guest name, just want to notify you that I will not be available for in-person check-in. When you arrive, you can find a code in the message that will be sent 2 days before. Your host, Alex. And then it asks, should I send it to all 7 reservations? It found 7 reservations. It suggests the content. You just reply yes. It will fill out the guest name with the actual guest name of each guest, and the rental name with the actual rental name and all the details. Send it off to all your guests. Now think, just with that, how much time you've saved. Just with that. Now, this is not public yet because it needs a lot of work internally to make sure that it always works correctly. Right now, it works well, like in the 60% of the situations, but we can't launch something unless it works impeccably in 90+% of situations. So we're working on it. One day, you're going to see this available at HostHub. Let's see another example. you're talking to your PMS and you're asking it, please increase all my prices for March by 10%. And the AI just replies, okay, which properties? All of them. Done. Sure thing. Just increase all your prices for March by 10% in 2 seconds. All this is done in 2 seconds. And then you remember, oh, sorry, don't increase the price on my website. Only increase the prices on Airbnb, variable booking, and the other channels. No worries. I reverted your prices back to what they were on your website, left them increased on Airbnb, booking, and variable. Again, actual example, actual conversation with Host Hub AI. Number 10. Now, this is a bit of, out of a futuristic film noir or a dystopian future. So today, there are services that actually, AI-powered services that actually look into the guest profiles or user profiles and give different pricing for different services based on who the customer is. They look through their social media, they're looking through their public posts, through their website, through their LinkedIn, through whatever else they can find. And these systems, they're not available for the vacation industry yet, but I know there are industries that they have been used in. In the future, we will for sure see maybe Airbnb, maybe Verbo, maybe Booking, maybe every channel using AI to understand who is the customer on the other side of the site and change pricing based on the capabilities of each customer. It sounds futuristic. It sounds like something out of a dystopian future, and it might actually be, but it's for sure something that's coming. And one of the drawbacks, or one of the things that most of us or many of us might not want to see happening, but unfortunately, or whatever, it will happen. So that was number 10, the most futuristic and dystopian one. This is a list of the tools we've used for the presentation today. We will send out the presentation to everyone, so no need to just scribble it up and write them down. And I want to leave you off with a philosophical question. So, of course, everyone wants an assistant. Either a human assistant or a robot assistant or an AI assistant. Everyone wants an assistant. No one wants to go through thousands of bookings and clicking buttons and selecting things and changing prices and answering the same question 3,000 times. Everyone wants an assistant. Now, the question is, if you put your shoes in your feet in your guest's shoes, and become a guest, and you've all been guests at some point in time. So as a guest, what would you prefer as an experience? What experience would you prefer? This experience or this experience? And with that philosophical question, which is contrarian to what we've said so far, but I just wanted to put it out there, I will just end this presentation, switch into Q&A mode. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you liked it. I hope you found things that are useful, and I will just stop presenting my screen and just open the Q&A section and see what questions we have and how we can answer them. Christos, are you here with us?
Yes, I'm here. I'm following up with you. I can open my
Perfect.
Hello.
So I see we have a few questions in the Q&A panel. Let me just click answer live. So when I click answer live on a question, does it pop up for the attendees? I'm not sure, but I can see it here. So anonymous attendee asks, hello, I want to ask you if there is a single tool that can do that because ChatGPT can't accept photos. Well, actually ChatGPT 4 does accept photos. It costs $20 per month. And everyone that I know that has paid these $20, they all got multiple times worth back in service and in time saved and in things that the ChatGPT 4 can do that 3.5 can't. So I would suggest try it out, even if it is for a month, see how much it can help you. You can upload photos, you can upload documents. You can ask, you can upload a photo and ask it, what do you see in this photo? And it will just describe in amazing detail exactly what it sees. So it's an amazing tool. Okay, let's click done and go to the next one. Is Price Labs worth subscribing to as a substitute for pricing available in HostHub? Very good question. And the answer is, we ran research at some point, statistical research, to see how much our customers that were using Price Labs improved their revenue before and after using Price Labs. And the average was around 15%. And I think this is in line with what Price Labs also promotes on their website. So on average, you will see a 15% growth in revenue. And now the funny part here is this growth doesn't come from the $2 or $3 that it will, increase or decrease for every night. The bulk of the increase in revenue comes from, if you're renting your home out for $200 a night average, and then in high season you go up to $300, Price Labs might increase it to 600 in a specific day, or 700, because it knows that there's like this amazing conference nearby, that everything is fully booked, there's nothing available. So a business traveler that has nowhere else to stay will pay $700 in a $200 property just to be close to the exhibition center or conference center or wherever it is. So the bulk of the improvement does not come from the small changes of $2, $3, $5 per night, but from the large changes for situations where everything else is fully booked and you're the only thing available. But 15% is the average increase that we've seen. Next question. In all your examples, you only use Airbnb. I assume the same applies to all platforms. Is that correct? Of course, yes. The examples were just, because Airbnb is the most popular platform for short-term rentals, and that's why I used, and actually it's only 2 out of the 10 AI suggestions had to do with what you type on Airbnb. But yes, if you add description, if you add nice photos, if you answer to reviews, every single time, this also helps with all platforms, not just Airbnb. These are signals for Vrbo, for Booking.com, and every other major platform. Next one. I've been using HostHub for a few months now, but I haven't received any communication from my STR platform or HostHub, and explain how AI can help with this. Hasn't received any communication from my STR platform on HostHub. Janet will reach out to you to answer that one. I'm not sure exactly what the question is, so sorry for that. We'll make sure to reply individually. Next question. I would like to ask if HostHub platform, I have to put in the notes if my guest needs something extra. With the AI of HostHub, you mean that all the needs my guest will have and ask will be easy to find it? So there's a notes section in each booking where you can add your own notes. And there's also a unified inbox that you can use to see all your messages from your customers and reply to them through HostHub. So the combination of those two will probably give the solution to what you're looking for. But please reach out to our chat in hosthub.com to ask again if it's something more specific, and we'd be happy to answer it.
Alex, can I have 1 minute here?
Sure.
Actually, after the guest communication AI feature that we're designing right now, and we will make it public, the next thing that we are planning to do is to be able to extract information from our conversations with the guests. And the most interesting of them, for example, a request that they made or an information that they gave us, okay, to extract it from the conversation and put it in the notes. This is some sort of information extraction AI. So this most probably will do the job, actually. So if someone asks for a coat or for an extra set of linen or whatever, any special request, then our AI will understand that this request is coming, and it can extract it and save it to notes. Okay, so you can use it later when you are able to service this booking.
Amazing. Thank you very much, Chris, for that. Let's go to the next question. I was hoping that for AI that supports price analysis for my property and similar ones, this would make it easier to find a good pricing level for my properties. So actually, HostHub is integrated with Price Labs. It's a smart pricing tool that is using AI to suggest the best prices per night for your properties. You can learn more by going to pricelabs.com. And there are also other pricing tools that you can look into, but they're not integrated with HostHub yet. We're working on some of them, but Price Labs works great so far, so you can check that out if you want. Next question, and this is an interesting one. Will the guest figure out that they are talking to an AI? The answer is yes. Whenever there's an automated answer that has not gone through human intervention, based on the settings that you have added in HostHub, there will be a mark that this is an AI answer. If you don't want the AI to answer on its own and you just want a suggestion, the AI will give you a suggestion. I'll show you how that works in a while. It will give you a suggestion. And if you want to use that suggestion and you click send, then it will be sent as a human reply. And Christos and our team are working on various other settings that you can work on to make this work better for you. Have you created your own NLP for the automatic responses, or have you used an existing one? Great question, Pavlos. Thank you for that. So HostHub is built, the AI assistant that HostHub uses has been built based on a platform from another Greek startup called PrimeHost. You can check them out at primehost.ai or .io. Christos, do you remember their website?
I think it's AI, but let me confirm.
Yeah. If you Google PrimeHost AI, it will just take you to their page. So they've built an amazing engine, and we are building on top of their engine using training from millions of bookings that HostHub has in order to improve the replies, by many times. So the content that HostHub has, the guest communications, the amenities, the facilities, the descriptions, the house rules, all those things are what actually go on top of the engine, a very well-built engine, and we put all those data on top, and then it becomes an amazing tool, and it replies to everything in an amazing way. Thank you for the question. Last question, and then we can go to the actual demos and show a few things of how this actually works. Does AI adapt replies based on listing or based on host input? Having in your portfolio various properties, we need to diversify. Thank you. As I mentioned earlier, the AI trains on all the past communications for that property. It trains on the house rules, on the descriptions, amenities, facilities. Christos, you can, also add to the answer if you have something more to say here.
Yes, actually, it is trained in the information of each specific rental. It does not provide generic responses. It is not trained to all the information that we have. Each rental has its own, let's say, AI bot trained for this specific rental, and with all the information that is associated.
But you can have generic content trained for each property that applies to all your properties. So, for example, if you have a global rule or a global policy for all your properties, it can train on that and it can know how to reply it. By the way, your guest might even ask like, who's the Prime Minister of India? The AI will probably answer, but it will not be relevant to your property. So let's see, there's one more. Thank you for the presentation. Will there be any extra cost for the new AI features on HostHub? There will be, but it will not be considerable. We're working on, because there's a huge cost associated with building all this, and for the operation of this, and for the cloud services, and the cost of all the AI tools in the backend, there's a huge cost involved. We will try to keep the cost for our customers really low, and we will announce pretty soon, how it will be priced and in which plan it will be based, but it's going to be affordable for all. What we want is for everyone to use it, so we're gonna make sure it's affordable for all. So we can close the Q&A section here, and maybe I can share my screen again and go to the demo section. So let me just share my screen. Christos, would you like to do the HostHub AI assistant demo? from your screen? Or would you like me to do it? You're muted. Christos, you're muted.
I will need some time to open it. If you have it already.
Yeah, I have it open. No worries. Okay. So let me know if you can see my screen. Has my screen been shared or not yet? Christos, Isabella?
Yes, it is shared.
Okay, great. So in this example, we are the guest and we get replies from the AI assistant as if it was the host. So I just asked what's the check-in time, and the AI bot replied, check-in time at Zenius apartment is from 3 p.m. onwards. If you anticipate arriving earlier and wish to request an early check-in, please let me know in advance and I'll do my best to accommodate your request depending on availability. Safe travels and see you soon. You can ignore this is just from internal testing. So can I leave my luggage after checkout for 3 hours? And by the way, it understands typos and everything, so you can just type anything with typos and it will understand exactly what you're asking and it will reply accordingly. So let's see if we can leave our luggage after checkout for a few hours. Let's say our plane is leaving, in 4 or 5 hours, so we don't want to go around the city just dragging luggage along the way. And it's one of the popular questions that we get, all of us get from guests from time to time. By the way, this is still, what I'm showing now is internal testing environment, so it's not production level, it's not production speed, so that's why you're seeing some delays in some cases. Christos, can you verify that it's working, or if I should refresh or something?
Actually, it took
I just refreshed to see if
longer than
something.
usual, so maybe we'll do this.
Let's see if it works now. You see a lot of typos, and it will understand them and reply accordingly. Unless the backend is down for some reason, and maybe the developers are working on a new version or something like that. I'm sorry, but we do not have the facility to allow luggage drop-off after checkout. I would recommend checking with local luggage storage services where you can safely store your bags after you check out. If you need assistance, I'm here to help. Help me find drop-off services. An hour ago, when I was doing the testing, it worked well, but luggage drop-off services are not available. You can find luggage in the city center where you can safely leave your bags a few hours. Okay, so it says that you can find them in the city center. Another question, Christos, can you suggest a question I could do as a guest?
The most common one.
Do you have a hair dryer?
Yeah.
By the way, in the previous example, I could request for specific directions to the nearest luggage storage facilities, and the AI knows where the property is, it knows where the facility is in, and will just suggest some and take you to the right place. Yes, we do have a hair dryer for your convenience. You can find it in the bathroom. If you have any other questions or need further assistance, feel free to ask. Enjoy your stay at Zenius Amidas apartment.
You can ask for where can I go for dinner or lunch or coffee or breakfast, something like that.
You can use the chat to ask questions also, and we can also use them. Oops. I'm zooming in a bit because I saw in the chat someone asking to zoom in. Hope it's the letters are clear now. So, the neighborhood around Jenny's apartment offers a great variety of dining options. Here are a few nearby places. Local taverna for the taste of traditional Greek cuisine. You can visit the local taverna within walking distance. Okay, these are generic answers. Christos, have you fed actual places to eat around your place?
The one that you're using right now, maybe not, but it's a good. I think it's a good opportunity to say now that, for example, if the AI suggests such a generic response, and you select your response to be more specific. So, for example, you're writing that, okay, you can go to the, how can I say, to this specific restaurant which has very nice dishes for Greek food, etc. Then the message that you will write and the message that you will send will be used by the AI model, will be trained. The AI model will be trained with your response, and then the next time you are getting the same request, the AI will respond in a more specific way. This is the idea.
So whatever the AI doesn't know and hasn't been trained on, you can, when you reply to the guest with the actual answer, the AI will be trained and will know the answer for the next time. So it keeps getting better the more you use it and the more that your guests use it. Last question here, and then I will go to the other tools that I mentioned. You have shampoo? Yes, you will have plenty of shampoo available. If you need additional toiletries or have other requests, don't hesitate to ask. Christos, if I ask to contact the host, will it help with that in some way?
No, this is
Okay.
the actions feature, which maybe we should discuss in another webinar because it's
Okay.
under
So what
development.
we're working on now on our AI assistant is for the option for the AI to not just give answers to questions, but also do actions based on those. So, for example, it can help you book a taxi. It will help you, book a table to eat at the local restaurant, and it will do actual actions. But this is something that we're working on for the next months. Right now, it just answers questions based on the training that it's had. So,
Alex, I don't know if it makes sense. I don't know if we have many Greek attendees right now to say that the AI work in all languages actually. Okay, it responds at the language with which you are prompted. So if the question comes in Greek, the AI will respond in Greek. If the question comes in English, the AI will respond in English. So translation and language is handled out of the box.
okay. So to answer your question, I'm seeing now in the chat, I'm using digital guidebook from Hostfully. Can I use the bot? Can the bot use the info from the electronic guidebook to answer the guest? The answer is that if you feed this information into our training model, it will learn all the information in the guidebook and use that to answer. So not directly from the Hostfully guidebook, but you can just copy paste information into our system, and when it learns about that, it will know how to answer it. So let's see a few home design tools here. So I showed you earlier. So one of them is Home Designs AI. So if you go to the redesign section, you can actually feed it a photo. And here I have a few examples. So this is the original photo on the left, and on the right is the photo based on the what specific things I asked. So I asked to redesign this room and make it a kid's bedroom. So this is what it came up with. I'm not sure if the photos are big enough. Christos, can you see the photos clearly? Or should I,
Yes, they are okay.
should I zoom in a bit more?
No, I think it's okay. We
Okay.
got the idea.
Okay. Now another example. Here, for example, again, on the left, the original photo, and I asked it to create a more modern look for the room. So it removed the carpet, it added wood flooring and a new bedroom, a new bed, and a new armchair and the other furniture. Here I asked it for a more Mediterranean look, so it styled everything in a more Mediterranean style. Here for a more rustic look, he added more wooden details and change the bed and other things. So you can use this to change existing designs or fill an empty space with furniture or other things. So here, let's see, do we have here a few examples? We gave it an empty room and it asked it to add bed, so it adds beds in different places. It doesn't always do it very well. Here it added the bed in front of the cupboards, which is not very good, but still, you know, AI is something that is improving day by day, so you're going to see these tools improve all the more as time goes by. Now, ChatGPT is what we've used for most of the communication in the examples that we've shown today. And let me just see how I can stop sharing. And I think, you know, that covers it. We've talked about 10 different ways you can use AI to help you in your day-to-day operations and save time and money. We've seen actual examples of implementations for all these. We answered a bunch of questions that you asked in the Q&A section. Thank you very much for that. Let me also repeat that this webinar has been recorded and we will send it over to all of you. And we also have the presentation available, and Isabella will kindly send it over to everyone that has signed up in, you know, maybe tomorrow. And thank you very much for being here today. Thank you for your questions. Thank you for your participation. Christos will send out an alert to all our customers when the AI assistant, the HostHub AI assistant, is available. We can open it up as a trial during the beta period to our customers that would like to try it out as a beta. So reach out to our chat support, hosthub.com. On the bottom right, just click on the chat icon and tell us that you want to try out our AI assistant, and Christos will make sure to enable it for your account so you can try it out. It's not available yet. It will be available in a few weeks. So please, you know, be patient with that and bear with us for a few weeks before we launch the beta. It's only for internal testing right now. Thank you, Isabella, for your help. Thank you, Christos, for your participation, your help today. And last but not least, thank you everyone for being here today and participating with your questions and your suggestions and everything. And I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. And until the next time, have a good day or night, depending on which part of the globe you are, and happy bookings. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.